We're doing another Snapshot. For those of you that are new here, Snapshot is my unscripted series where I give hot takes on new stuff coming out. Steamforged decided they're doing a whole bunch of December releases. We're getting the last 3 captains. They're coming out over the next couple weeks. And the first one up is one that comes out today, Festival. Festival is the new Farmer's Captain. Alright, so let's just go through it. 6-8 move, Tech 5, 3-6 kick, 4 defense, no armor, 5-6 influence, meaning she's very clearly a planter. Her playbook is bad. She has 2 damage on 1 and a momentous push on 1 and a knockdown on 2. That's good. The tackle not being till 4 and her next damage being momentous 3 on 5, much like other Tech 5 planters. It's not great. I don't know why the knockdown's not momentous, but hey, here we are. Character plays, Hair in the Field, 2 cost, 4 range, position, and AoE. Other friendly models in the AoE make a 2-inch dodge. This is really cool. This is really unprecedented farmers like Tech. Farmers don't have dodges largely. There's like only a couple of them with dodges. They definitely don't have any out of activation dodges. Closest thing they have is like Millstone's Battering Ram, which has got great utility, but this is probably a captain level ability for them. Right? Being able to reposition a scrum seems really, really good. Now, is scrumming a thing that this game is going to start doing again? I'm not really sure, but Hair in the Field seems really good, even if it's just a casual threat extension ability on like 2 models. The last ability is what I'm going to consider her signature character ability, because I think it's the thing that makes her see play. Our tools are sharp, 1 cost, range 4. Important to note here that it is not once per turn. Target friendly models, playbook damage result, inflict condition damage. So right now, the only thing that condition damage does is ignore Tough Hide. So it's like pseudo tooled up. This ability is really, really helpful for farmers. Because for those of you that don't play farmers, this is a thing that's not immediately apparent. Like a farmer's player that is the same skill as a brewer's player cannot beat that brewer's player. They have a significant weakness to brewers. Not a single one of their models can one-round any brewer. That's usually how brewers lose. Brewers are actually a tanky guild against farmers because their damage just caps out below, killing brewers' models. Thresher, with a harvest marker and a jog, cannot kill any of the brewer's squaddies that have Tough Hide. Right? He has to end of a turn, beginning of a turn it, and that's just not a plan. Usually when farmers beat brewers is because brewers lose control of the ball, but having a farmer's player's plan be, I'm going to score a bunch of goals, that's not great, since you can effectively just put the ball more than 11 inches away from any farmer, and it's just safe. That really helps with that. Alright, backside of the card. She has Lend a Hand. When a friendly model gains the gang up bonus from this model, the friendly model gains an additional +1 tag. So she double gangs up. Oh my gosh, attack buff in farmers. What? This was, for those of you guys that weren't around last season, when farmers were redesigned, they were to not have damage buffs and to not have attack buffs outside of the ones that everyone has access to. Giving them attack buff is a big deal. I think this is good. It's helpful. We now see why they wouldn't put it back on Grange. I thought this was a perfect ability to put on Grange for his playstyle, but it was because they were saving it for Festival. So cool. I think this is just good. Harvest Supper. While this model is on the pitch, friendly models gain subsistence, whatever. Which is, you can eat a harvest marker within 2 to gain 4 hit points. This is really interesting. So all the new captains have a global rule that goes on while they're on the pitch. This is really cool. This is what I've always wanted them to do with harvest markers. Because right when they made the change from Season 3 to Season 4 farmers, they took away every ability that couldn't literally be translated into influence. And the whole joke of Curkovian influence, meaning influence that's not literally influence, came from me trolling Alex about the fact that I just refer to harvest markers as influence, because they are just influence. Usually with a bit of efficiency tacked on, or they have a 2-for-1 trade, or they're an influence with gravy. That's generally what they are. This, not analogous to influence. and 4 hit points is a ton. This is better than Tater's Cropping was in Season 3, because that was 3 hit points, and it was only on Tater. This is on anyone. This also allows planters to pick up harvest markers if you need to like rearrange harvest markers. I think this hurts a lot of people. Well, I don't actually think this hurts Vet Honor, but a lot of people said that it does. So it's worth pointing out there that her ability to like replace harvest markers is now a thing that can just be done with Festival. I don't think you're going to play Vet Honor with Festival. I think she still remains on your roster for the Thresher games where she's useful. But Harvest Supper is probably the most interesting thing on her card, but not the reason that you play her. Like, that's tools are sharp. She's Planting Master. This is the ability that Grange has that allows him to drop 2 harvest markers within 4 inches. So she has similar harvest output to Grange, just doesn't have the same legendary that puts out harvest markers. And then we get to her legendary play, Line Dancing, 6-inch pulse, choose an edge of the pitch, friendly models within this pulse suffer a 5-inch push directly towards that chosen edge. This is a crazy threat extension. Like, she closes with you fast. So maybe that scrum she can actually manufacture. You also have to be really, really careful during the first turn that she doesn't just put her entire team on the closest model to you. Or that the closest model you give her. So, like, if this team kicks off, having everybody kind of jog up near Festival, if you put someone directly across from Festival, she can probably just manufacture a bunch of crowd outs and win momentum. Which is good. And, like, having a threat extension like that is really, really cool. She is definitely a very different Farmer's Captain, and I'm excited to see what people do with her. But, unfortunately, at the end of the day, I think that Thresher is just king. The whole guild is designed around Thresher being the only captain that you play. I think this captain, while being well-designed and very interesting, isn't powerful enough to unseat Thresher in almost any matchup. All the ball-scoring matchups are still Thresher-based because you need the ability to kill quickly. I think the standoff matchups are probably still Thresher. There's an argument that if you're playing against like Scalpel, and she's playing the in-out thing, you can use the legendary to force an engage. I'd have to see it on the table to see how good it is, but I think it's worth experimenting with. I think Festival unseats Grange. I think Grange sees no more play in the vast majority of rosters. Really, the people playing Grange are the snowflakes that are trying to unlock something or trying to Dark Horse. I think it's good. I think Festival will see play in the Brewers matchup. A couple other places I'd be interested in trying her. But overall, I think she's a really interestingly designed model that will see very little play, but it's cool. I don't know. That's my thoughts on Festival. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with my thoughts. Hit the like button, helps other players find my videos. Hit the subscribe button. Go see my plot cards video. I'm Vincent Curkov, and this has been another Snapshot.